Hello, I'm Harrison. Today is Wednesday, the 5th, new month. Last month, I had all these goals and ambitions that I wanted to achieve. Being a solopreneur, having subcontractors and a small team, your ambitions, the things that you aim towards, feel a lot higher than where you're at. So for me personally, working as a solopreneur, my ambitions are way above what my today would think I could achieve. And so coming into August, I was very disappointed. I wanted to be in a position where I had, let's say, 10 to 15 clients on retainer at the moment, and I still haven't met that mark. There's a bunch of roadblocks and a bunch of things that came in the mix as well. So one example is the cold email that I've been doing. Love cold email. I love it because it's the hardest acquisition channel. And if you're able to win out there, then it's translatable to content or socials, things of that nature. And I did really well in February when I kicked it off. I had a plan, had a philosophy, and then it all went to shit. And the reason why I went to shit is because I wasn't looking at the back end of stuff closely with a fine-tooth comb. However, what I realized is that this is the nature of entrepreneurship. If one thing goes well, something else will not go well. It's just the handoff, the trade-off. You're never gonna get everything done perfectly. So coming into this month, I have some new goals, new things I wanted to set up, and I'm still playing in the sandbox of this whole AI automation wave, which is fun. Like for example, I now have a daily routine that looks at my desktop or my inbox on my Mac and then organizes everything. Super fun. Or the problem that I just explained to you about the deliverability for cold email. Now I have daily checks, weekly checks, a automation doing that. So I'm not really thinking about those things. However, there is this pressure point that I am feeling, and I thought I might have gotten past that, and it was not the right thing to think. The pressure point is the distance between I'm doing this thing and I know what I'm doing and I have no idea what I'm doing. And for a week or two, maybe a max month, I felt like that separation between those two ideas was closing. This month, August, feels like I'm back at square one in my mind. And this is one of the high level problems of solopreneurship, or when you're running your own business, is that you only have you, and maybe you have your partner, maybe you have friends, but the reality of it is you can get stuck in your own head for so long. And so I came up with another idea, which was having a Claude skill, which is ask advisors or ask the board. So I pretty much used Claude to create a avatar or a framework of two board advisors, people that I look up to on YouTube or just their philosophy, and have to ask them to pressure check what I'm thinking, how I'm thinking. Now that I've done that, things have been a little bit better. And what I'm realizing too is that it's interesting. I have offloaded a bunch of work to a contractor, and it's been great. I've been able to do a lot of sales stuff. But now that I have space to breathe, it is being filled up with anxiety, worry, panic. And these are the things that I think I ignored for the past few months because I was doing the work. My calendar was filled. I didn't have time to think about this stuff. But now that I'm making this new adjustment into this new field, into this new almost department, which is sales, I'm feeling it, feeling the pressure. And I'm saying this to recap for myself and to speak so candidly to you, hopefully so you can learn too, or my future self can look back at this and see the journey. I've been very fortunate in the past few months to have leveled up the way I did. I essentially automated myself out of a job, and now I'm here doing the same work for others. And it's something I find exciting, something I find fun. I've put all my energy into this thing. And so this month I am setting a new focus and trying to be patient, ramping up my cold email campaigns. Gonna see some results next week, and hopefully I can adjust. And this is also another thing that I've learned too. Speech is super important. So hopefully is a word to take out of my vocabulary. Speaking as if things have already happened, speaking as if I've already accomplished the thing, that's gonna win out. And when I do that, when I'm in those frameworks, I feel better about myself. I feel more aligned. And so language is so important. That's the main thing I'm learning. And I should know that. In theory, should know that. And this is the meta, like, oh, I feel so bad about feeling bad that Mark Manson talks about. But the reality of it is I'm going through it in real time. And when I frame things in a way that takes away that language, I think, or almost cushioning my thoughts and my feelings, it makes me feel more empowered, or speaking as if, I am already there. That is a crucial point to this, because the way people have seen me and have digested my content, it's not the way I see myself, and it probably same goes for you. And for example, if you take a video of yourself doing something, it's going to be completely different when you rewatch that video. When I hop on sales calls, the way they understand my business and what I do and how I conduct myself is way different than what is going on internally. And this is not to fold the external into the internal, but it's also to help regulate how you're feeling. So the month of August is coming. I don't know when I'm going to release this, but I'm going to release these more candidly, talking more free form. There's so much curated content, especially with the AI slop and stuff like that. I just want to get back to basics here and get back to talking to the camera. I did this, TikTok where I would do it every single day, talking to the camera. It was a challenge, trying to replicate the same thing here and get to know my audience, my friends a little bit better, how they're using these platforms and how they're viewing me and how we can interact and how we can connect more. Because the reality of it is that I do push out content, but I don't want to push out content to become viral. I want to push out content to connect more. So comments and people liking my content or giving me feedback is great, because I'm able to engage with something and being able to push out something that people enjoy. And if it helps you, it helps me, and it makes me feel great. It's the same thing, the same reason, people make music. Why I made music. I made music to connect with other people. I wrote songs that were so deep for me, and my biggest hope is that somebody else might be going through the same thing. And so that is my sign off, and thanks for watching. Peace.